All right, welcome back, everybody. Here we go. It's semi-final week. Who won? Who lost? Who's moving on? Who's fighting for fifth place? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So I'll hop right into last week's results. I'll go through here each quarterfinal matchup, just the score. I won't break it down, and then I will move into the matchups for this week. I'll go consolation bracket first, then championship bracket second. That way, maybe you'll watch it a little bit longer, right? So, as normal, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff that we got to tick off here right on YouTube. So, we'll start with the first matchup there. We see Rob beat Dallas 211 to 171. Rob had Trevor Lawrence put up 50 points, so that was the big one there. And the next quarterfinal, we had Jeremy and Ty. This was the lowest scoring matchup. The two lowest scoring teams, so they're lucky they played each other, because by the looks of it, if they played anybody else, Jeremy would have lost. But that's okay. That's how it breaks down. In the next quarterfinal, the battle of the two top scoring teams, Sunil outpaced me, scored 194 to 174. I had three guys with less than 5 points, including likely with a goose egg. So, hey, that's what happens. And in the last one there, we have Tom versus the Buddies. Tom squeezed this one out by about 2 points there, 182 to 180. So he gets to move on. So that sets up our matchups here. So in the consolation matchups, we have Dallas versus the Buddies. We have myself versus Ty. And then in the championship bracket, it's Tom versus Rob and Jeremy versus Sunil. So we'll see how it all goes down. Is it going to be Tom in the finals again like last year? Sunil and all his points he scored this year are going to help propel him to the finals. You know, Rob holding on to that 8th playoff spot, knocking down the first seed. Is he going to make it to the finals? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we'll start with my matchup because I'm in the consolation bracket. So originally I was projected to beat Ty about 167 to 145. Now I'm projected to be about 167.5 to 141. For Ty there, Cooper Kupp had just under 8 points there, just a little under projected, but I thought he did pretty well. He was definitely noticeable in the game. He looked pretty good. Then he had Colby Parkinson, only got 2 receptions for 21 yards. That was a little bit of a letdown there after last week. So, you know, that's why he's down and projected. And then for me, I had Jason Myers kicker going yesterday. I saw a funny meme online about how like every other week this year he scored like 10 points or more, and then this week he gets 2, right? So that one hurt me a little bit, but at least the Rams made up for it with their 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, a bunch of return yards, gave me 19.9 points. So that's why I'm just ahead of projections a little bit, and Ty is below. Kind of looking down the rosters here. Ty has Rashad White and Jackson Dart and Ricky Pearsall on the bench that he could maybe slide in. Other than that, I don't really think, maybe Pearsall if he's healthy, but he's Monday night. So you might have to hold off on that one. You know, I don't know if I'd play Dart over Josh Allen. I mean, they're both playing tough defenses, but I'd always play Josh Allen for sure. On my side, I have Vidal, Isaiah Likely, who I'm probably going to drop between now and Sunday. I just don't know what my move is yet. And then I have Parker Washington. Even with Lawrence and his 50 points last week, like a bunch of the receivers got like 10 or less, which I thought was really surprising. I know I went all to ETN for the most part, but like, geez, you'd think he'd get a little bit more. Okay, I do like his quarterback better than mine. I like Chase this week. I worry about Ibuka. Higgins is hit or miss, but it's in a dome, so I'm hoping he gets a touchdown. Bijan I'm hopeful for. I like James Cook. Ferguson's pretty solid. Hopefully. Last week he only had like 4 points, but I think he was coming off an injury. I think that was part of it. Pittman, I have no idea this week. DK's been doing well. He's that standard 8 to 10 points every week. Harrison, I don't know if he's playing, so If he's not right now, my backup plan is Parker Washington. I was thinking about Vidal, but I don't know. Hampton might be get the ball a little more. But Dallas is weak against the run, and I saw what Minnesota did against them a couple weeks ago with both backs running. So we'll see. I probably won't play Vidal. I'll probably either put in Parker Washington or maybe a receiver I find on the waiver wire who, you know, come Sunday gets all the hype and because of some other injury or whatever. So we'll see. I do like my team better overall. I think it's more solid in the middle part of my team. I worry about like Pittman and Ibuka being solid, like, and then for Ty, right, same thing, like Addison, who knows with McCarthy. Worthy with no Rice should be better, but it's Minshew, so who knows. Genty's playing a tough defense, but Bucky's playing a tough defense. Fadden should be probably right around there. Loveland's probably right around there. Booty, I mean, he's either 6 points or 14, so 8's a good spot. So I'm gonna pick myself. You know, hopefully I win, go for that 5th place spot, pick my draft pick, or if I don't get it and end up 6th, then I'm right in the middle, which I'll kind of be happy about as well. So, yeah, I'm going to take myself to win. Okay, in the next consolation, we have Dallas versus the Buddies. So, obviously Dallas was 1st place, unfortunately lost thanks to Trevor Lawrence. The Buddies, they're 7th place at the start, or coming into the playoffs. Dallas was originally projected to be losing 166 to 158, and now he's projected to win 205 to 164. Definitely helps when you have Puka Nacua go off, get 46 points, 2 touchdowns, 225 yards. Walker, 100 yards rushing, a touchdown, 64 more receptions, right? Charbonnet gets a touchdown, reception yards. So all that added up gave him 89 points already out of 3 guys, which is huge. So then for the Buddies, Jay and Adam, they had Kyron Williams going. I mean, he got 11 instead of like the 14 projected. He's right around there. I mean, they worked Blake Corum in a little bit too. The defense played them pretty good. Seattle came back, so then who knows, right? Could have maybe wasted more clock, or sorry, yeah, they were coming back, maybe rushed more to kill some clock, but I don't know. I was at the curling club. I missed parts of it, but still, how do you lose when you're up, 30 to 14? That's what your running backs are for. Anyway, enough of that rant. I think that is what turned the page here for Dallas. I mean, it's pretty much Dallas's team would have to fall apart at this point. Collins is steady. Hurts is, well, not steady. He had like 1 point last week or a week before. Cortland Sutton's probably right around there. Guy could be lower, could be higher, who knows. Green Bay without Parsons, right? Kelsey with Minshew is probably going to get leaned on, I think. And then Hampton, I think, is going to go off this week, like 20-some points for sure, which means Gadsden's probably only going to get about 5 or 6. And yeah, I think that alone, I mean, Metcalf is up and down. It is Detroit, so hopefully he gets a touchdown. Myers could be good like last week. McMillan, who knows. Pollard is up and down. Goddard's like the best tight end and most consistent tight end in the league right now. Putting up lots of points. Etienne almost killed me in another league due to his garbage time. So he's putting up lots of points. Jefferson, who knows, was 2 games back-to-back, 25 yards or less, right? First time in his career that's ever happened, kind of thing. Yeah, not much more else to say about this. I think Dallas is going to win and move on to the battle for 5th place. Okay, on to the championship bracket. First matchup, we have Jeremy versus Sunil. Originally, Sunil was favored to win 160, we'll call it 167 to 163. Now it's 167 to 164. JSN got about a point more than projected, so that was the big difference there, or the little difference, but that was the difference. Like I said, Sunil's team puts up lots of points. He usually goes over projection. Jeremy's 4th place, had a good season, so I think he's usually around that 170-ish point range too. So it'll be coming down to kind of like where these guys finish. So Let's see. I do like Knicks over Purdy, but it is in a dome. Maybe they'll use McCaffrey more. I don't know. I think this is going to be a running game, so I think Ladd's numbers might come down a bit. These two guys will probably balance each other out either way. Derrick Henry, this is this time of year. Godwin's been doing well. Higgins, I guess it depends if he's playing. He still says questionable as of, when is this? Today at 11:30. So we'll see. I mean, Etienne had a big week for Sunil last week. Andrews has been good. Swift is questionable with groin injury. So we'll see what happens. Doesn't say if he practiced today. Anyway, McCaffrey will do fine. Travion will do fine. And then we got Carter, Hubbard, Dowdle. They're okay. I mean, these two guys will probably get around the 20 points each unless one gets an extra touchdown or so. Carter should be okay. Bowers, yeah. Just kind of looking up and down, just double check the bench here. Nah, I don't think there's anybody I'd throw in. I do think Sunil's going to win. Like I said, he normally puts up closer to 180, 190, 200 points a week. So, well, they do have him favored to win. I do think it will be more than that. By how much more, I don't know, but I do think he'll probably hit that 180 to 190 kind of area. That's my guess. So it'll be Sunil in the finals. Who do I think he'll play? Next up, we have Rob versus Tom. This one's pretty much a dead heat, 174.9 to 174.2. So really, they're saying it's yards of a difference here. Everyone's got somebody in. Yep, everyone's playing so far. Okay. Their benches are definitely guys they can throw in if anybody's hurt or any kind of surprise and active. Learn from the Odunze mishap this week. Make sure you're checking right up to the last minute of the game. Okay, just quickly looking. I mean, it's the quarterbacks playing each other. Both in a dome, favored to be pretty well, about the same. But Dak a little more again. If they're gonna run, they might have to pass to keep up. So I think Dak and CD will be fine. Devonta Smith seems pretty good, pretty consistent. Flowers, who knows? I do think Brown, and Diggs will be fine. Jacobs and Javonte. Yeah, Jacobs is supposed to play. Javonte says questionable. Just limited, but is on track to play. Chase Brown and Kenneth Gainwell should be fine, especially in a dome. Chase Brown's been good. I don't think Pitts will get 40 points, but he'll probably get 10 to 12. Cousins, right? Like the last 4 weeks, he's been at least 15, right? So let's say we'll give him 12. That's what they got him at. Huh, too funny. Debo, Wandale, Tyler Warren, they're saying me leery of this week. I don't know why. I didn't read the article. It was just one of those notifications that came up on my phone. Doesn't look like there's any injury or anything. It just says he was limited on 6 targets. I mean, 6 targets isn't bad for a tight end. So, yeah. Wow. I really don't know who to pick. I do like both teams. Tom's team seems a little bit more of a balanced team. And what I mean is just because like AJ Brown could go off, Amon-Ra goes off. Like Jacobs usually has big weeks, right? And then I find the rest of our Rob's team is kind of just average to below. Where Tom with having like CD, Chase Brown, Devonta's usually that 15 points range. Flowers, the other bad week, he's at least 12 to 15. Pitts is probably going to hit that 15. Debo's been really solid for Washington. So, I I don't feel like I'm going to jinx any of these two guys by picking one of them. I don't want to do that. I'm going with Tom. I think Tom is going to repeat going into the finals. As for him playing Sunil, you'll have to wait till next week to who I think will win. If it was between those two, obviously I would pick family over friendship on that one. Sorry, Sunil. Yeah, I'm going to go with Tom this week and Tom against Sunil in the finals. And then I kind of hinted of who I wanted to win. We'll see once the matchups play next week, inactives, injuries, all that stuff. Anything could happen this weekend. So we'll wait and see. So recapping it all, I think I will beat Ty. I think Dallas will beat the Buddies. So him and I will play in the 5th place game. I think Sunil will beat Jeremy. And I think Tom will beat Rob, which means the championship bracket will be Sunil versus Tom for 1st place and Jeremy versus Rob for bronze and 3rd place and $150. So great. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk next week. I'm going to try and do this before Christmas, maybe Christmas Eve in the morning. That way it's before the games. Sorry, there's a glare like right here. Before the games get started. That way it's before the games get started. You get my whole prediction for your whole roster. I don't really want to do it on Christmas and all that stuff, right? Because we'll be busy with family and stuff. So we'll talk next week. Enjoy, everybody, and have a great weekend. Bye.